Hello, this is an update video for January of my banana circle experiment. Not much growing on this time of year here in South Alabama. As far as tropical plants go, we've had a couple light freezes and a couple light frosts, and you can see the damage to the bananas, but it's not severe. They seem to be in pretty good condition overall. I was concerned about the guava, about them possibly not being able to withstand our winters here, but they look pretty good so far. Very little defoliation, so I'm pleased with that. The mulberries have lost their leaves, which I think is probably typical. Cannas are still growing. I cut back my figs earlier than I had anticipated because a young buck deer was rubbing on them, and I thought maybe if I cut them back he would leave them alone. I'm going to see which banana varieties are more suited to this location, which are more cold tolerant, which are more productive, and then propagate the ones that do best, weed out the ones that don't do well. Been collecting lots of mulch, leaves, pine straw, still some grass clippings to get in these 3 satellite banana circles, and then I've got quite a mountain in the middle of the big one. I've lost count of how many leaf bags I've put in there, but it's a lot. This plum tree has some buds coming in, so maybe I'll get some plums this year. I haven't cut back the lemongrass yet. I believe I will soon. These ornamental bananas have taken a pretty solid hit from the cold, but they seem to be doing fine. I learned a lesson with my milkweed this year. I should have cut it back earlier, because last week I found some monarch caterpillars, which I know won't survive. So that was my mistake. Lesson learned. You can see some of the damage from the deer on this fig here, and it's worse on my pear trees over there. I don't know that they'll make it, but we'll see. Again, lessons to be learned. I didn't have to cut this fig back. The deer did it for me, nibbled off the ends. I cut back my moringa to the ground before we had our first freeze, so hopefully it will come back from the underground root. I tried to put down as much mulch as I could over top of it to insulate it. Also, that's why I haven't cut back my damaged banana leaves. Again, I'm hoping that they will help to insulate the pseudostem and maybe the developing flower in the middle. I did plant some cool season plants as an experiment, some broccoli, some Nava cabbage, excuse me, and it did quite well. So next year I'll certainly plant more into the banana circle. I'm doing a straw bale experiment here. This morning I'm going to seed it out to, I think, beets and maybe some garlic. There's 4 bales here with a gap in the middle, which I filled with compost and more straw. We'll see. Some of the blueberries are starting to bloom. This variety in the middle, I believe, is called Sunshine. It's got some little blooms on it. So even in January in South Alabama, it's not a bad growing season. Bamboo's doing fine. I think the pears would be doing fine if it weren't for the deer. So next year, if they survive, I'll remember that and try to put some sort of deterrent up. This peach tree has been left alone by the deer so far. It's been blooming all winter, strangely. So I'm not sure if I'll get any peaches from it or not. We shall see. Put down a lot of fresh pine straw recently to keep everything aesthetically pleasing. We do have an HOA here, and I know I'm probably pushing the limits as to what's allowed with this banana circle, so I want to make sure that I plant plenty of flowers in the spring. Try to keep everything looking neat and tidy and pretty. That's it for now. Thanks again for watching, and looking forward to doing another update in the spring.